Today I'm going to share with you some of my favorite eyeshadow palettes that I just reach for on a daily basis when I want my makeup to look bomb. Hey girl, hey, I'm so happy to have you back here again. So we're going to be talking about one of my favorite things that I just love to buy, eyeshadow palettes. Everybody has a weakness. Mine are eyeshadow palettes and highlighters. So I'm going to share with you some of my favorite ones when I really want my makeup, my eye makeup to look poppin', what I reach for, because I just know that it's going to work. And these shadows have great formulas, so easy to blend, so easy to work with. I feel like they're kind of like foolproof, you know what I mean? Now, before we get into those eyeshadow palettes, make sure you smash that subscribe button if you're not already part of the Jaclyn family, and give this a thumbs up if you like eyeshadow palettes. All right, so the first one is just, it's got beautiful packaging. This is the Colored Rain Queen of Hearts palette. Now, I did a review on this when it first came out. It was originally launched as a limited edition eyeshadow palette from Colored Rain, and I was so friggin' pissed because the eyeshadow palette was so good. I was like, how can this be limited edition? What are you doing to us? You know, like, come on, it should be permanent. And luckily enough, you know, about 6 or 7 months later, they did come back with this and they made it permanent. Now, I love this palette so much and the packaging is beautiful. I kept the palette sleeve, so let me slide it out of the sleeve and show you what the palette looks like. Okay, so it's got like really beautiful black packaging and it kind of feels like that NARS. I don't know what the name for it is, but like I just kind of like just want to rub my hands all over it. And it's very sleek. So when you open it up here, you got this kind of like gold packaging. It's got a mirror inside, and folding it back here, you see all these shadows. These shadows are so pigmented, guys. Like, it's unreal. You don't even need to use your brush wet when you use these shimmer shades because they are freaking gorgeous. One of my favorites is this Dethrone. It's this beautiful, like, dark brown with like hints of gold, sparkly. And then if you love purples, they've got purples here, pinks, a classic gold shimmer look. Great transitions that will show up even on deeper skin tones. It is a big palette, so you do get a lot in each pan, and it's not cheap. It's about 50 bucks. However, Colored Rain also has like discount codes, so you find someone's discount code that you want to use, you can usually get about 10 to 15% off. I believe when I paid for this one, it was like $45, so I got like $5 off, which is amazing. And it will take you a while to use this, guys, but it's definitely like a staple in my collection. I will never give this away. I love it way too much. All right, so the next one is a relatively new palette. This is the Urban Decay Beach eyeshadow palette. This does retail for $34, and I did a review on this. If you haven't checked it out, I love this palette for summer. For colors, it is just gorgeous. You know, it has a great staple transition color, this like pinky kind of, you know, vibes going on here. Beautiful blues, gold, brown. You've also got great brow bone and inner corner shadows. So I feel like it's really great. I feel like this is perfect for somebody that loves color. If you're scared of color, maybe, you know, you might want to get used to it before you start using it. But these shadows have great formulas, super blendable. I always like to use these shimmers with a wet brush and they go on so nice. I always get compliments when I wear this baby. And I know that a couple of you guys that watched my review, you went out and got this palette and you really love it, and I'm so happy to hear that. So for those of you guys, if you're still like on, you know, like the edge of it and you're kind of like, I don't know if I'm gonna get it, just get it, just try it, because I promise you, you'll love it. Now this next one is from a brand that I feel like everybody loves. They're a big hit on Instagram. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. Now this palette retails for $42. It's not a cheap palette. The formula is great. If you've tried the Modern Renaissance palette, this is like the same formula, but to me it's better and the colors are more pigmented. So the packaging is kind of like this really like soft, I don't know, it's like fuzzy kind of you know, thing going on here. It does get dirty easily, so just be careful, you know, when you use it. Try not to get the powders all over. It comes with a mirror here, and then opening it up, you've got a kind of like shiny black background, and these are the shades here. Now, the reason I love this palette is because it's got 4 really great transitions. You've got some up here, actually 6. I just use these 4 on a more regular basis, but also this one and this one here. Great brow bone, you know, shade. You've also got really great shimmers and some mattes. My favorite look to do is to use these 3 as transitions, and then I also go in with Mulberry here as a lid shade, and it just looks so sultry, so beautiful. Put some lashes on, and it's easy. Like, it doesn't take a long time. I barely have to do much work to blend it, which is my favorite kind of formula, because, you know, you don't always have time. You don't always have time to sit there with your blending brush, just going back and forth. You just want to be like done. You want to move on. You know what I mean? So I dearly love this palette. I will never get rid of it. It's a staple in my collection. This gold shadow bronze, honey, they will see you coming from a mile away with that shadow. It looks beautiful. So there's really so much that you can do with this. You just have to think a little creatively, but the formula is great. It's going to last you a long time as well. So moving on to the next palette that I want to talk about. This is a collaboration, and this is probably the most affordable palette that I'm going to talk about. This is the BH Cosmetics, and it's my Ray Ray palette, and this is $18 on the BH website, and it's $22.50 on Ulta. And I do think that this is in the Ulta stores, I believe. I don't know if it's only select stores or if it's all of them, but you guys, don't miss out on this, because not only do you get an eyeshadow palette, but you also get a contour palette. So you get contour shades, and you also get highlighters. I love that about this palette. These shadows are just so beautiful, and I'm trying to show this to you guys without like blinding you. But as you can see here, I mean, okay, look, it's got color, it's got some browns if you just like brown matte and you want to take it easy. It's also got shimmers on this bottom row here. And don't be fooled. These colors are really pigmented. Some of these shades are more pigmented than my Desert Dusk palette from Huda Beauty, and that's way more expensive than this palette is. So I feel like it's super affordable, and you can get a lot of pop-in looks with this palette. Again, this is just like a staple for me. I'll never give it away. I just keep coming back to it. I love the contour shades, how they work for my skin tone. I would highly recommend giving this as like a gift, even if you like already have this palette, and give this away to a gift for somebody that needs it, because they're just so easy to use. And you also get a mirror, and it's great for traveling. So I just love it. And rarely do I find a palette with a lot of matte shades that I can just like keep going, keep using. It's just so easy, especially for me, because I like my shimmer shades. So when I find a whole bunch of mattes that I can use in one palette, I'm like, oh, okay, like better keep this. Okay, so next up, this is a palette from a very popular influencer. This is the Morphe Brushes and Jaclyn Hill collaboration palette. Now, if you've been around here for a while, I did a review on this last year, and I did a whole look with it, and I don't talk about it as much anymore, but I love this palette. This is what I have on my eyes. If you guys have been noticing what's on my eyes today, I just feel like there are so many possibilities with this palette. So let me show you. I mean, this is the whole palette, and some of them might look like super light, these shades, but like for my eyes, I use this and this as a transition. I use this in my inner corner to mid lid, and then I also mixed it with this on the mid lid and the outer corner, and it just came out really beautiful, really feminine. Regardless of if you like Jaclyn or not, she did a fabulous job with these shadows. They're very, very pigmented, and I just feel like you can use it for a long time. So it does retail for $38. You can get it at Ulta, and I know $38 might seem like a lot. Even when I was going to purchase it, I was like, oh, really? Like $38 for some Morphe shadows? But in my opinion, this palette has one of the best formulas out of the Morphe palettes. They're so smooth, they're so blendable, and you really don't have to work too hard to get them to be really visible on your eyes. So that's something that I love. It's a staple for me. I even have a backup so that when I eventually run out of this palette, I'll have another backup. That's how serious I am about this one. Okay, so next up, this is a palette that's semi-recent to my collection, but I just keep using it over and over again. And I do have a couple tutorials that I've put on here recently of this palette. And this is the Shayla and Colourpop Perception palette. I've talked about this so much, so I apologize if I'm repeating myself, but this is such an affordable palette. It retails for $23 on the Colourpop website. You can even find some great reviews on this palette if you go on the Colourpop website. So people are loving it. It's not just me. In this palette, you get a nice full-size mirror, and it's not too heavy, and you also get this beautiful assortment of colors. I feel like it has everything for any kind of person. It's got some girly shades, it's got some edgy shades, it's got some matte, it's also got everyday kind of vibes for you. So you can really use it for so much. I feel like this is not a boring palette at all, girl. And I just love the packaging. It also has that NARS feel as well. So sleek. It has the names on the back as well. And it's just a cute palette that like you want to have out on your vanity to just like look cute, you know? And I love purple. Y'all know that. I'm a sucker for purple. But I just can't get enough of this. There's so many color combinations in this that I can think of right now. So it's amazing. If you guys haven't checked out my review and some of my tutorials, definitely look up top in the info card. You can find some of them. If you already have the palette, please let us know how you feel about it down in the comment section. If you guys would like to see some more eyeshadow palette recommendations, don't forget to check out some of the videos right next to me. And also, hey, while you're here, if you're still unsubscribed, take a minute, smash that subscribe button, and join the Jungle Naps family. As always, you guys know I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!